In military aviation, requirements can change for all sorts of reasons. Performance-based logistics provides a creative solution for a range of evolving needs. Here's Craig Bries, Head of Sales, Marketing and Business Development for the Avionics business unit of Collins Aerospace.
That's why I said a performance-based logistics is a name, right, of a creative solution. And I promise you, the ones I've been a part of, everyone, when you take off the PBL cover and look at how it's executed, is customized to those frameworks. And when you look at them, if done well, it has the appropriate terms, language for the outcomes that can change. I've seen them with things like demand bands, that if the demand is within this window, the PBL looks like this. If the demand changes in that window, the PBL changes like that. I've seen it change with, let's say the mission is flying to one country, and then they need to fly an incremental mission to another country. That maybe there's flyaway kits. There may be agreed amounts of every line station or every operations base. If the customer wants to choose, we can support it, and we both agree on what it's going to cost to support it, not knowing what or where it may be. It's all about having that trusted relationship with the operator and with your supply chain, putting together a framework that allows for flexibility and achieves that outcome. And these outcomes can be very different from program to program and based on whatever equipment you're trying to support out there in the field.
PBL contracts can also help operators deal with the unexpected, a key demand for militaries.
Yeah, I'd say it's all about being proactive. I'll give you examples of what can be done. First, you need to recognize it. You need to decide you're going to do something about it. And then things like firming up your demand with the supply base, right? So they're not counting on speculative demand from you, that they're counting on firm demand is a key one. Then putting in your orders and trying to shorten the lead times as much as you can because you put in that firm demand. And then, a best practice in industry is buffer stock, right? Because the more the supply chain can do to protect that end user, the better, right? So whether that's buffer stock at the tier 1 supplier, that trickles the buffer at the tier 2 supplier. I'd say those are a couple of examples of what you can do to try to protect the end user.
Like all aspects of customer support, performance-based logistics contracts rely on a strong relationship with the end client.
I'll tell you, some of our most successful PBLs around the world, there's probably two attributes that they have that very commonly. One, they do take time to get in place, because to do it right, you need to have a very transparent and good relationship with the operator and the provider, so you can be transparent and make decisions on those outcomes and how they're achieved. That's probably one. And second, there very often is embedded personnel, and they can range. I've seen it range from kind of flight line personnel that help troubleshoot at the aircraft level to I'll call it repair engineers that live inside the depots and help with the component repairs, to logistics personnel that are there. And really, it's where can we align, and where do we align, and where does that end operator need support to get the outcome we're after?
Performance-based logistics and similar concepts have long been utilised in the commercial world. Companies such as Collins Aerospace seek to learn from the civil domain.
I've done a lot of time with commercial customers and military customers, and it's great because the execs on both sides ask questions and best practices about what the other side's doing. First, I'll say from a technology perspective, the military is really looking for those products that are ready off the shelf and gain the benefit from being developed in the commercial market. That's one thing, as well as anytime you have that larger install base of a product across military and commercial variants, it does give greater scale to the product.
In the next episode, we'll look at how sustainment has changed over the years, with a focus on digitalisation and other new technologies. For now, let's turn to Craig Bries for some final thoughts on the advantages of technology and the evolution of lifecycle sustainment.
It has changed. I think as aircraft systems and solutions have become more integrated and more complex, that's driven change. And that change, I think, can be in the solutions needed to support it, and just to operate it gets more complex. The solutions to support the operation then get more complex. The true technical nature and integrated solutions drive a level of sustainment need. And then it goes back into the back offices, right? Whether it's into the MRO stations and the test equipment that's needed to repair the products, all those digital solutions that are coming to bear to proactively predict maintenance events. It's really an exciting and evolving place right now.
The Critical Care podcast was produced by Shepherd Studio in partnership with Collins Aerospace. A huge thanks for their support.